back. I am Tara T with Old Soul Factory and welcome back to another one of my videos. So today we're doing a quick little catch-up video with me, okay? I've got a lot of things to do, a lot of random little things I'd like to get done and checked off my list. So I am going to encourage you to make a little checklist for today and get as much as you can done as well today. But today we are going to be working on my checklist right over here. I'm going to put one up on the screen so we cannot ignore the checklist, okay? First things first, I need to pack orders. I had a huge Etsy launch about, almost 2 weeks ago now, and so I had a huge launch and I have a few more orders that have trickled in from that launch that I need to finish up, pack up, and get out the door. So I want to pack orders and get that done and out of the way. Number two that I would like to get done is I started working on a very, very fun project that I want to show you guys, and I want to sit down and I want to work on that some more today. I have the head of the project done, I have the arms, but I need to formulate how I want to make the legs and the body to connect everything together. So I want to add that to my list for today. And then number three is I'd like to clean up my desk a little bit. We've gotten a little out of hand again, of course, which always happens. So I want to make sure that I clean up all of my safety eye stuff and get that done and knocked out of the way, okay? So we have a lot of things to do, and there's also two areas that we do need to end up cleaning. We need to clean our safety eye area, which you'll see in a second, and why we need to clean that. And then you'll also see my desk space a little bit. I want to clean this up. If you watched my last video, you know that I had kind of lost my crojo for a little bit. I have been busy with family and other things, but I got a lot of really fun things that are crochet related for Christmas, and so I want to show you some of those things as I'm cleaning up my desk and those kinds of things, and just a new slate, new year, new slate. I just want to clean my desk up and just decide if some of these projects need to be finished or if some of these projects that are laying around need to be frogged. So we will also be doing a little frogger finish kind of video. We won't finish them in this video, but I will at least make a plan, put them in a designated spot, and that will be on our checklist for another day. But I just want to get them marked and cleaned up and out of the way for now at least. So without further ado, let's jump out to our safety eye making area. We're going to show you how dirty it is, what we need to clean, what's out there, and those kinds of things. And then once we get all of our area clean from actually making safety eyes, we can pack up our remaining orders for now. So I do have some safety eyes that are finished out there that'll need to be packed and put onto cards, but I'm going to do that later tonight once the sun goes down. And we're just going to make the most out of the daylight while we can. So I've had a coffee in me, as you can tell because I'm talking really incredibly fast, I feel like. And it was a peanut butter cup, chocolate peanut butter cup, like blender from Scooters. So good. I drink all of it incredibly fast, and usually I drink my coffees like barely stepping on them, like very slowly. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I'm already out of the house. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to knock some things off my checklist so I can feel very productive for today, because it's going to be a productive day. It's the only day I have off, so I just need to get these things marked off my list. So without further ado, let's jump out to the safety eye area. Welcome back to my safety eye space. We were here not long ago and it was much cleaner than this, okay? But there's just a lot that needs to be picked up. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be organized. I'm going to just take you through a tour of kind of what I have out and what's been going on out here, though, because I've spent a lot of time out here. So without further ado, let's just get into it and let's get cleaning, and let me show you what I've been working on that I'm really excited about. Okay, again, it's kind of messy out here, so I'm going to show you what I need to clean up, and I'm going to go over some things really quickly. But this is basically an introduction to my next safety eye set as well, because that's what I've been working on out here. And it's what's brought me joy, and so I wanted to share it with you. So basically, I sat down and I was talking to my boyfriend, and I was like, I have been falling in love with like the whole anime world, all the nerdy little things that go along with it. He is super into collecting the cards as well and stuff, and I've gotten so into collecting them and finding all the cute cards and all my girly cards and then like my favorite character cards and stuff. So like I've also started getting into it too, and so whenever we sit down in the living room usually to watch something together, especially for like eating or just chilling for the night, whatever, we usually end up watching One Piece, and so it has me very inspired lately. So I was like, you know what, I have not made a One Piece character in a very long time. I feel like I want to go back and I want to make one. So I tried to find some really good patterns for the One Piece characters in kind of like a different style other than just like a head with chubby little arms and chubby little legs that it's standing on, because I feel like that's the very basic like character shape, and so I wanted to come up with something different. So basically I'll show you that in a little bit, but I have come up with a pattern that I think will be really fun, and it'll be all of the Straw Hat characters. It'll already be made in blanket yarn, so you'll know what it's supposed to look like, because a lot of those patterns are also just made in like cotton yarns. But anyways, so I was like, with this idea, I also want to make some safety eyes that are inspired by my favorite characters, because why not, right? And so I have formulated a new set of safety eyes, one for each of the main crewmates that are on the Straw Hat crew. And so it's going to be like one of those very basic collections, I would say, that's probably going to be restocked quite often in my shop, just because they are the basic colors that everybody, I feel like, ends up needing and can use for anything that they want. And it's just a beautiful chunky with a little bit of like an opal-y glitter in each of them. So I have the captain. This is for Luffy, of course, based on copyright, though. I don't want to name them after their actual characters, of course, but they're just inspired by them. These are called the Navigator, which is based off of Nami. We love her. We also have the Sniper. This is for Usopp. I love these. I love gold eyes. They go with like almost anything and everything. Oh, those are very not straight. Let me show you again. But these are just really pretty. And each one of them, like I said, has like an opal-y shimmer in it. And I love that about them. So I want to make a character that matches each one of these eyes. And then that would be super cool too, because then I want to make it to where the 30mm fit with like burnout yarns, the 25s fit with like a Sweet Snuggles, and then like the 20s fit with like a Parfait Chunky. So like if you wanted to use the exact same eyes, you quite literally could. But these are for Zoro. If you didn't know, Zoro's my favorite. There's a little bit of like the opal color like I was talking about in there. So a little bit of some different color shifts, just a tiny bit, okay? I also have the Chef, which is based off of Sanji. Again, these are beautiful. These might be my favorites. Sanji's not usually my favorite, but like these eyes are so pretty. I love dark blue eyes though. They just match everything so well. And it's crazy because I actually opened up a box of cards yesterday with my boyfriend, because we went and bought a box together, and we got this really cool Sanji SP card that's like, if you don't know, it's like really expensive actually, and it was like a crazy cool hit out of the box. So I just thought that was kind of cool that I also just made safety eyes kind of inspired by him. But I also made a few more mystery pairs. I'll leave them a mystery. I need to put those in my mystery case that I have back here behind this chair. And I need to pick up all of these, and I want to put them all onto palettes so that they're all sorted, they're in order, they're ready to go on cards and those kinds of things. I also bought, where is it? I also bought an index card box. I think this is one of the smartest things I've probably ever purchased, even though it's literally just an end card box. But I have all of the colors that I have used for all of my straw hats and other things, like I've talked about before in past videos. I write all of them down on index cards so I can always go back through them and revisit them, remake them however I need to. And so I wanted to buy a box to keep them all safe and stuff in case I'm getting them out, I'm messing with them, I'm looking at those cards again. I just don't want them to get resin or glitter or anything on them and get ruined. So I also thought about laminating them as well, but that felt like overkill. So I was like, I'll just get a little box to keep them all in, keep them together. Right now, they're just like in a little folder over there, and I wanted to keep them in something a little bit more structured, just in case, that way I'll always have it to go back to. And then in the future, I also want to make a spreadsheet and go back through and make sure I type everything up, which I'd kind of started, but it's just easier when you're out here, not by the computer, to just write it down really quickly. So I also need to do that. So again, we have 30s, I have a bunch of 20s, and then or 25s. And then I have a bunch of 20s as well in these main colors. And then, yeah, so these need to be picked up. I still have a little bit of the cups left out, and some of the actual glitters need to be put back into the case they belong to. So I'm going to throw on a little bit of a time lapse basically and just get to working on this while you guys hopefully clean up your own spaces or get started on your crochet projects if you're not already. printing labels is crazy. I guess it's done. For some reason, my printer always prints a blank label in between every actual label, which is very inefficient, and I hate that it does that, but we have 7 different boxes. These little treat bags that I ordered off of Amazon, resealable treat bags, is what I've been packing all of my extras, all my little freebie things, and all of the safety eye backings in them, and it has worked out wonderfully. If you've ordered eyes from me though, let me know if you like this method, because I feel like it's been the easiest for me to pack them all up, send them all with you, and it's pretty easy to tell which size backings go with what size eyes. But if for some reason you feel like there's a more efficient way out there, please let me know. Okay, time to get the safety eye backings out. And then today we have a lot of mystery safety eyes, which means I need to back most of these onto cards still and punch the holes and everything for them. So I need to get those out first and make sure I have all of the eyes actually put onto the backings that they need. So now that I have all of the cards written out for which ones they are, as long as they're cut or they don't have a name on them, I know that these are going to be mystery eyes. So I'm going to sit down, put you in time lapse, and choose everybody's eyes really quickly. If this is one of your orders and you do not want to see what you're getting, this is when you fast forward about 30 seconds because the time lapse should be done by then. So I would fast forward if I were you, but this will be really fun and you'll get to see all of the fun eyes that we have picked out. So let's put it in time lapse. Hi friends, we're gonna go to the post office really quickly. I have my new tripod. It's like a gimbal tripod, so hopefully it's not too bumpy and stuff. And my goal this year was to also just stop being so anxious about things, just do things that I want to do. And I just wanted to film me dropping these into the mailbox for some reason. Like, it's a big thing to me. Like, I don't like to film outside of my house. I filmed a few times in some of the yarn stores and stuff, and I got more comfortable in the yarn stores because, like, I feel like I was in my element a little bit there. But now I'm like, I really just, I want to do it all the time. So I want to do the post office even. So I'm gonna go to the post office and you're gonna come with me and you're gonna see me drop some postage in there, okay? And we did it. It wasn't that hard. See, you guys, I was getting in my head too much about little things. So, oh, this person is waiting for me to back out of this spot. I gotta go. Okay, now we're back to where we started. We made a little bit bigger of a mess. So now we're gonna clean everything back up for a final cleanup out here. And then we are going to move to the office to clean my desk and stuff. So that means that we have packed up our safety eye orders and we got them out to the post office. And then after we clean up the office, we'll have two big things done for today that I needed to get done. So let's get started. Okay, so a few things I want to go over before I finish cleaning my desk is a few of the things that I have accumulated in a pile over here that are the new things that I've added to like my crochet tools and stuff that I had asked for Christmas. So the biggest one, which you might have already seen me using, I'm not sure, I haven't crocheted a lot lately on camera, but it is this tulips hook set, and they are all pink. If you know me, you know that I tried my mom's hooks at Christmas, or not Christmas time, on the last crochet retreat, and she had tulip hooks and I loved them. They were so much better than my Amazon hooks, and you can just tell when you use them, they glide so much better. Another thing that I got recently was actually in my PO box, and I'm just so excited and so happy for this one because this one is literally so adorable. She read my mind, but this is from What's Up Cupcake. And I had mentioned in one of my previous videos that I wanted some mini stitch markers after the retreat. Or not stitch markers, Amy sticks, because I didn't realize that that was a thing at the time. I only remembered like the knitting needle size, like the huge long ones that I feel like are the ones that I've always seen. She heard me mention this, and I told her specifically that I was looking for some stitch ones, and by golly, she came through with the absolute cutest ones ever. These cute little stitch mini Amy sticks. I really like this little ocean one too. These are just so adorable. So I have been using these on the new pattern that I'll show you in a second that I've been working on. And then I've added some camera equipment like I was just talking about in my last clip. I added the DJI Osmos, I think it's 7, Mobile 7, I think is the model version. But it's basically like a gimbal for your phone. So it stabilizes all of your video quality and everything automatically. It just stabilizes your camera views and everything, and just will eventually make all of my camera stuff, especially at markets and things, like much smoother because it doesn't move around so much. It won't shake. It's just, it's super cool. I love this thing so much. It's so neat already. I need to learn all of the other tips and tricks that go along with it, I feel like, because that's the next big step that I have to overcome, I would say. But this thing is so cool. So I added this to my little content creating arsenal, I would say. And then another thing that I implemented into the last video, and I don't know if anybody noticed or not, I didn't see any comments about it, but I tried a new POV camera. So this is a POV camera. It goes around your neck and you magnetize your phone to it, like your MagSafe phone to this camera, and then everything that I'm doing you will be able to directly see. So if I'm crocheting down here, it's going to be right here and it's going to be showing you and stabilizing the video as well for that. And so if I'm painting safety eyes, you guys can get more close-up shots. If I'm crocheting something or I want to do a tutorial in the future, this is what I would be using to do that. I think there's one guy I always see on TikTok that always does these videos, but he's like scooping ice cream or something like that. But I hadn't seen somebody do this a bunch of times for like crochet specifically with a tool like this. So I just thought it would be really neat to get one, try it out a few times. I did it when I was packing orders, I think in the last video, if I remember right. But there was a few clips in there that were just fun, and it's got more movement, it's more entertaining, I feel like. So I added this as well. And then I added a few other small things, like I got some new crochet pencil bags because I have one that's like this, but it's about half the size. And so I wanted a double pack because I've talked about this before. I want to keep a pack in my living room and a pack in my office and a pack of crochet hooks in my to-go bag. So like I want to make sure that I have all the supplies I also need in all of those, because I've realized that I'm still grabbing my scissors and my needle and some extra stitch markers and those other little like basics and necessities and moving them from spot to spot. I'm like, what's the point of having extra crochet hooks if I don't even have the basics? So I want to put all of those in each of these bags to store them in their separate spaces. But I love checkered print. Checkered print's so cute, and that pink's really cute, and it matches my circle cup I've been using too, and I've just become really into pink lately, and so I just thought it was really cute. So I got that for Christmas as well. So those are some really fun things I've gotten recently that I've implemented. There's a few other small things. I actually have one more big thing though, and then we'll move on to cleaning. But you probably saw this already sitting back here. I'm so excited about this though. But my mom, Stacy Makes, is just the, she's like, I took a risk on this gift. I'm like, girl, you knew exactly what I wanted then. Because last summer of 2025, you know, last year, which is crazy to say, we had went on vacation and I saw these croc bags, and if you know me, you know I love crocs. I love them to death. I have like literally almost 20 pairs of crocs. And I saw this bag, and I've seen people put like their knitting needles through it to hold their yarn through the middle, and take them in their go bags and stuff. And I've seen people decorate these, like all the little gibbet holes with their cute little gibbets and stuff. Bringing your yarn through the holes on the side is such a smart idea. Anyways, these bags are just going to be great for this. So she filled it with some yarn that I've been using to make mini turtles, and then got me the bag in this really cute, it's like a bluish slate gray color though. I love this color. It's like almost teal, but it's not, because it's more subtle than that. That's a good angle right there. That's really what it looks like, but it's so cute though. So I love this too. So, but yeah, those are some of the new things. But like I said, they're just kind of sprinkled throughout my office in here, and I really just want to get it cleaned up. I want to get it all, you know, put together and a little bit more of a clean slate. I still have whips from last year, which isn't that long ago, but last year, that are sitting around, and I just need to finish them. And I don't know, I haven't gotten myself to finish them yet. So I just want to put them in a bag and put them off to the side, and someday I'm gonna do like a little frog or finish video. But if there's any of them that are like really just started and need to be frogged, we're gonna do that real quick, and we're just gonna clean up all the countertops in here and reset, because I think it's gonna make me feel so much better. I do this like once every month or two. You already know this. I usually try to film them because I think they're really satisfying, but I feel like I'm talking too much. So I'm going to get to cleaning, show you some time lapses of that, and just get some of this stuff knocked out, and that'll be the third thing off our list. But technically it's the third thing down on the list, but we still need to do number 2. I just feel like cleaning first before I start working on a project, because I want to reset. Finished cleaning off my desk and got all my whips put into a market bag over here so I can knock those out whenever I have the chance. And I am finally ready to show you the new pattern that I've been working on and will continue to work on tonight. Now that I have everything done, we got our eyes all packed up and sent out. We got our eye station all cleaned up, and we got our desk a bit more cleaned up, which is much more functionable in here now, which is nice. And then I have time to actually work on my pattern. So this is going to be one of my new patterns. Like I said, I'm trying to incorporate my new love of anime into my passion for crocheting. I feel like those two things just need to merge, and I wanted to find some patterns for myself that I would want to make myself, and I couldn't find one that I was just absolutely in love with, so I'm making one myself, okay? I am going to be making Luffy first, of course. He is our main guy. I am using my captain eyes on my captain pattern that I will be making. I have the head done so far. I'm kind of going for like a spluted version of them, kind of more leggy, army, you know. I have a little arm made up so far too, so I'm excited for this. His little floppiness will be happening soon. I think the next part, now that I have an arm done, is to do, I want to do a leg, and then I want to go back and make the arm again and a leg again, so that I can kind of break them up and read through it a little bit more thoroughly as I'm going. So this will be nice to have so much more desk space to work with as well. I've been typing, I typed up everything from my notes as I was going along so that I can get that knocked out as well. And that's pretty much it so far. So I'm just really excited for this. I'm really excited for all of this, honestly. This whole project's been so much fun and kind of reunited my little crochet passion, and it's been so much fun because I got to use my new tulip hooks and my new tripods and all of those things. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing the rest of the evening, is just working on this project. So thank you guys so much for being here. I will keep you updated on everything I'm working on. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit of everything, but we got some things knocked out and we were very productive today, and I'm proud of us all. And so if you need anything, you guys know where to find me, and I can't wait to catch you guys in the next one. Comment down below what you were working on while you're working on this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!